CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Monday, October 20th. Human remains found Friday near Matheson are linked to a murder investigation in southern Ontario. Provincial police located human remains near Borks Road, south of Black River, Matheson Township, while conducting an evidence search on behalf of the Windsor Police Service. The search was related to an ongoing homicide investigation in the southern Ontario community. All right, shifting gears, time for your first check on weather. A little more sunshine after a wet weekend. For more details, let's bring in CTV's Rick Wyman.
I think you're being far too generous. It was a lousy weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, according to a lot of people. But of course, we did get a bit of a break in the action today. Your first take on weather brought to you by CAA. Get your membership today at CAA.ca. You want more rain in the forecast, Tony? We've got it approaching the northeast, in some cases as early as this evening in the Soo, and continuing tomorrow so as well. We'll talk about that and a lot more. But we did get a bit of a break for today. So again, rain, a little bit of sun. Now back to the rain by tomorrow. Details coming up.
Thanks for that, Rick. A coroner's inquest is underway to determine the circumstances surrounding the death of an inmate at the Sudbury jail. 44-year-old Justin Alexander Trudeau of Wikwemikong, unceded territory, was found unresponsive in his cell February 13, 2021. He died just 4 days into his 30-day sentence. While his death was ultimately ruled to be of natural causes, Trudeau was documented as experiencing breathing difficulties and a hand infection in the days prior. The inquest is now examining whether the jail's care protocols and systemic issues played a role, including his Indigenous background. Testimony has pointed specifically to extreme staffing shortages at the time. One registered nurse told the inquest that she was sometimes responsible for the care of up to 200 inmates alone. The inquest is expected to last 8 days and hear from about 14 witnesses. One person is in hospital after an ATV crash on Manitoulin Island. Around 6 p.m. Saturday, emergency crews were called to the municipality of Central Manitoulin, where a single ATV had crashed. The driver was transported to hospital with life-threatening injuries. There's no information on what caused the crash. The province's Special Investigations Unit is looking for witnesses to a collision over the weekend involving a bicycle and a Sudbury police vehicle. Around 9 a.m. on Saturday, a marked cruiser traveling westbound on Lawrence Street and a cyclist traveling northbound on Regent Street collided. The police cruiser was responding to a call at the time of the collision. The 75-year-old cyclist suffered serious but non-life-threatening injuries and was transported to hospital. SIU is handling the investigation because police were involved. Anyone with information on the collision is asked to contact the SIU through its website, siu.on.ca. A few hundred Ontario municipalities are going to be paying more for policing. The cost of provincial police services is rising, and municipalities sounded the alarm over the jump and got the government's attention. CTV's Eric Tashner has more.
Following uproar from municipal leaders over skyrocketing double-digit costs in their Ontario provincial police bills for 2025, the Ministry of the Solicitor General is capping the annual OPP increase.
Our council asked the government to upload the OPP servicing to the province. We still believe it's under their mandate.
The raise will be limited to 11%, and the threshold for receiving a discount based on call volume will be lowered going forward. That's left local leaders looking at additional tax increases or spending cuts to cover the unexpected expenses.
11% is still a lot for municipalities to swallow, especially when it's one of your biggest costs.
When a new contract boosted police officers' salaries, many municipalities were slapped with bill increases of between 20 and 30%. At the time, Mattawa Council projected a 29% spike or an increase of $125,000.
That would have represented a 7.7% increase on the residents of Mattawa's taxation.
In a statement, the Association of Municipalities of Ontario says the new rate changes do not provide a long-term solution to the growing policing cost pressures towns and municipalities face. writing, "In addition, preliminary analysis suggests that very few municipalities will benefit from the lower threshold levels." The province announced $77 million last fall to help communities address the financial impact of the contract agreement with the OPP Association that was ratified last summer.
The choice of our council with that was to use about half on last year and to tuck half away to try to offset any further increases.
With council starting budget deliberations and with billing statements coming next month, there's a lot for them to think about long term.
It's the affordability and the sustainability that's the issue.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Rick has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, let's head to Worthington Street in North Bay. This is courtesy of the City of North Bay. It's 9 degrees. We are back in a few minutes.
I don't know about your weekend. Mine was awfully wet. Tried to get some work done on the leaves. That was touch and go. I still have a long way to go. I know you care about those leaves because they're all over northeastern Ontario. Forecast radar, we've got another system moving in right now. By tomorrow, by about high noon, this is what we've got. And again, we also have some flurries coming up, some sleet in the forecast, that nasty 5-letter word. We'll find out more here in the forecast. Sudbury Nickel Belt, rain tomorrow at 8, chance of showers on Wednesday at 10, 60% chance of sleet. What is sleet? Snow rain mix. 5 degrees your high, 7 on Friday, more of the same, and some sun and clouds Saturday at 7. Meanwhile, in Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, rain tomorrow at 10, chance of showers 70%. That's a good bet on Wednesday. Thursday, we've got the chance of sleet at 40%, 30% chance of showers on Friday at 10, and 10 on Saturday with some sun and clouds. So it looks like Saturday will be the next approachable day in terms of sunshine and some warmer weather. Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, chance of showers for a couple of days, daytime highs around 8, and the chance of sleet Thursday and Friday. You knew it was coming. Snow, rain mix, 5 degrees on Thursday, 5 on Friday, and some cloud cover on Saturday. Also, a 5-degree day. Temiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, rain tomorrow at 9, chance of showers at 60%, another daytime high of 9, 6 on Thursday, 60% chance of sleet there, 40% chance on Friday at 6, and 5 degrees Saturday, just in time for the weekend. Take a look at some of these overnight lows, 2, 1, and 0 in Temiskaming Shores and Kirkland Lake. How about North Bay, West Nipissing? Rain and 12 degrees for tomorrow. Chance of showers Wednesday at 60%. Daytime high of 11. Chance of sleet on Thursday at 40%. Daytime high of 5. 8 degrees on Friday. 40% chance of sleet. And a nice day on Saturday. Sun and cloud and 7. Your overnight lows not all that bad. So again, here we go, Tony. Shades of what's to come in the forecast in northeastern Ontario. Have a good week.
Thanks, Rick. Greater Sudbury experienced an earthquake over the weekend, and it's confirmed to be connected to mining activity. We get the details from CTV's Angela Gemmell.
This is where Sunday's earthquake originated from. Vale Base Metals confirms Creighton Mine experienced a seismic event, but didn't say what type of mining work was underway at the time. In a statement, the mining company says all employees are safe and accounted for, and all established protocols were followed. The mine has since been inspected and returned to normal operations. The rumblings were felt across Greater Sudbury at 8:46 p.m. Vale measured the seismic activity at 3.5 magnitude, but Earthquakes Canada lists it at 2.9 on the scale.
The Sudbury area would have been expected to feel some light shaking, probably similar to a low-flying plane or a heavy truck driving by.
Crane says it's the 8th seismic event recorded from Creighton Mine in the past year, adding that the largest ever at the site was a 3.7 magnitude quake in January 2021.
So we do record them quite often, particularly when it's a rather active mine that does cause induced seismicity. We do locate these for our studies as they provide a good source of ground truth events.
Crane says most seismic activity felt around the Sudbury region is almost always connected to mining, with the size or magnitude depending on what work is going on at the time.
Blasting tends to be pretty small, but rock bursts or other induced earthquakes can get quite large.
40 people have already submitted reports to Earthquakes Canada about this most recent event, which Crane says helps officials better understand the impacts of seismic activity. And Valley says anyone with questions can contact its Community Concerns line. Angela Gemmell, CTV News, Lively.
Members of provincial parliament returned to Queen's Park this morning with one notable exception. Soo MPP Chris Scott, who will be in court this week on assault and assault with a weapon charges, remains away from his duties as MPP. CTV's Corey Nordstrom has more on Scott's future from a political expert.
Queen's Park is open for a new session with Sault Ste. Marie's MPP absent. Chris Scott was arrested last month on assault and assault with a weapon charges, and at the beginning of this month stated he would be taking a leave to deal with his legal matters.
You've elected the MPP to do a certain job, and that includes showing up in the legislature and representing your constituency or the constituency. And if indeed this turns out to be a long hiatus where Mr. Scott does not show up to engage in that representation, in a way he's not doing his job.
Ontario's New Democrats have been vocal in their beliefs that Scott should step down, including the creation of a website titled "Has Chris Scott Resigned?" Tabachnik says that, legal issues aside, there is valid reason for locals to want the Soo MPP to resign.
It's not so much even that these charges are there against him, which are very serious. It's that he's now sitting as an independent. And that's not, the NDP could argue, that's not what the voters of Sault Ste. Marie went to the ballot for.
If there were a by-election, he expects the now independent candidate would not be successful, something the political science professor believes is likely top of mind in Scott's decision to not call a by-election.
I think it would be pretty tough for Mr. Scott to get elected as an independent in the first place, considering also how close the election was. I think it was some 114 votes he won by. So that in and of itself will be difficult. And then on top of it, the fact that he is under these allegations, it's not a good look.
Scott's first court appearance will be here at the Sault Ste. Marie Courthouse on Wednesday morning. Tabachnik reminds viewers that while the MPP is innocent until proven guilty, a prison sentence longer than 2 years will mean his automatic expulsion from office. Corey Nordstrom, CTV News, Sault Ste. Marie.
Creating scares for a cause. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Scouts in Greater Sudbury have created a more accessible display in time for the spooky season. Results from a business confidence survey in Timmins are in. While the majority of the respondents are optimistic about the next 12 months, a labor shortage is one of the main concerns. CTV's Lydia Chubak reports.
Despite challenges like rising...
The Timmins Chamber of Commerce launched Small Business Week today at Chow Sandwich, a small eatery in the downtown. About a year ago, the owners say they took a chance by trying something new, offering Italian sandwiches on freshly baked focaccia.
The response has been really good. And it just kind of proves that, you know, if you put a lot of love and work into something, that it will be well accepted by the community.
They're not the only owners who are confident about their operations. Results from the Chamber's 2025 Business Confidence Survey reveal of the 55 respondents, most of them are optimistic about their own operations. However, less than half trust the local economy and even fewer trust the national economy.
I think the important fact here is that 74% of the businesses surveyed said that they're confident in their business and growth in the next 12 months. So I think that's an important statistic out of this entire survey.
There's lots of businesses, obviously, in the downtown here. So we're able to service those people who are downtown looking for snacks and drinks every day.
One recurring challenge survey respondents indicated is the high number of job applicants who lack necessary skills and experience. 64% said workforce availability continues to be the most significant challenge. In an effort to overcome that, the Chamber says it's created a new position to help bridge the gap between education and industry.
So that's a pilot project for the upcoming 2 years. So we're really looking to work alongside industry as well as education to bring that closer in terms of what skill sets are required and to encourage the younger generation as well to look towards the future as to what programs and what careers are in high demand.
Nearly 42% of survey respondents also cited crime as a major concern, citing theft, vandalism, and safety as ongoing barriers to customer traffic and staff security. Lydia Chubak, CTV News, Timmins.
The Nightmare on St. Mary's returning to Sudbury for a 6th year, run by the First Valley Baden-Powell Scouting Association. CTV's Madison Merrier has the scary story.
In the Hammer Valley Shopping Center, Nightmare on St. Mary Street set up around 45 animatronics in hopes of raising money for the Scouts during the spooky season.
This fundraiser basically funds all their adventures. They go on camps with this. We've got a big jamboree coming up next summer down south that we have to bring the kids to. That's going to cost a lot of money, so this helps fund all their adventures that they do throughout the year.
This PA Day, Nightmare on St. Mary Street is turning on the lights and clearing the walkways in hopes of creating a less scary and more accessible experience.
There's other people that are doing haunted houses throughout the city, and I think it's important for everybody to be able to experience Halloween.
Today is about including everybody so that everyone can go through the haunt.
It was pretty fun, really interesting, and I love it. It was nice in there, a little spooky, and it's pretty much fun.
Sege's belief that Halloween is for anyone is also shared by Treat Accessibly.
We have a goal by 2030 of having over 1 million homes treating accessibly, and the action that we're seeing from communities like the Scout Group out there who are doing this for their community, for their friends, for their family, for their loved ones, is just one example of what's happening across the country.
Padulo said everyone can make Halloween more accessible by making a few small changes.
We've created a movement where the infrastructure is so available to any home. Any home can treat accessibly by simply removing barriers by going to the end of their driveway, having their treat station there.
According to Sege, the Nightmare on St. Mary Street is hoping to have another accessible day, proving that Padulo's hope of making Halloween the first accessible holiday isn't too scary. Madison Merrier, CTV News, Hanmer.
The township of Bonfield is gearing up for a parade this weekend all about the spooky season. The Bonfield Halloween Parade will start at the corner of Gagnon Street and Development Road. Now in its 6th year, the event was originally created to bring the community together during the pandemic. Organizers say they're a bit behind this year, but are confident the event is going to be as good as ever. Over the weekend, kids from 6 Indigenous communities got the gear they needed to lace up for the hockey season. This year marked the 11th annual Indigenous Hockey Equipment Drive. In Sudbury, the Northern Hockey Academy hosted the distribution part of the drive. The drive was hosted in Barrie, where 150 hockey bags and 220 sticks were collected to give out Saturday. It was a busy weekend for Northern OHL teams. Friday night was the grudge match between the Sioux Greyhounds and the Sudbury Wolves. The Wolves took that one 4-2. The Greyhounds would get their revenge Saturday, winning 3-1 over the Wolves in Sault Ste. Marie. The Hounds scored all 3 of their goals in the first period. The North Bay Battalion were in Barrie Saturday, where they rode the Colts to a 4-3 victory. Sunday, Barrie was in North Bay looking for a bit of payback. This game went to a shootout with the troops prevailing 3-2. There were 11 games in the NOJHL over the weekend. Friday night, Hearst and Powassan, the 2 top teams in the league, faced off. Hearst needed an extra 12 seconds to win this one, but Powassan still walks away with a point. The 4th place Sioux Thunderbirds and 5th place Sudbury Cubs tallied the first tie under the new rules on Saturday. And on Sunday, the Blind River Beavers skated away with an 8-2 victory over the Iroquois Falls Storm. Coats for a Cause. When we return, we check in with our friends over at Pure Country. You're watching First at 5.
Pure Country 91.7 wants to send you to Sandals South Coast in Jamaica. We're giving away an all-inclusive Caribbean vacation for 2 every weekday. Listen for your chance to win. Pure Country Passport with Sandals Resorts. Get closer to the Caribbean.
This yearly initiative is back, and we hope to make it bigger and better than ever. Coats for a Cause is back with Pure Country collecting gently used winter garments in support of the city's most vulnerable.
That's right. It goes to the community closet at Better Beginnings, Better Futures in the greater Sudbury area. So those who need a little bit of extra help and some extra warmth heading into the winter season can get it free of charge. They just go to the community closet, grab a winter coat. It's that easy, and we do need your help.
Yeah, fact is, there's lots of people right here within Greater Sudbury even that don't have access to these warm winter garments. So whether it is boots, coats, snow pants, mittens, gloves, toques, whatever it may be, it is all being accepted at any of the Palladino Auto Group dealerships throughout Sudbury.
That's right, all ages, all sizes. So if you have something extra in your storage bins from maybe baby size all the way through teenage years, adult, senior, everything in between, we will take all of those donations.
If you want to learn more about Coats for a Cause, check it out at purecountry917.ca, but we'll also be chatting about it on the air, 91.7 on the dial, or you can listen completely free on the iHeartRadio app.
Our first community close-up comes to us from Sudbury. Eva sent us a series of photographs from Mallard's Landing in the city's south end. She said just a week ago the morning was rather cool as she took her dog out for a walk. Plenty of frost on the trees, leaves, and mist off the pond. Thanks so much, Eva. We're heading to North Bay. Janet McLean emailed us this picture of a young deer enjoying a flower salad. Janet called her a sneaky plant eater. Thanks so much for the photograph, Janet. And check out this picture sent in to us by Carol Valliere of Chapleau. She says, a beautiful day in October with Fanny and Rambo. Thanks so much for thinking of us, Carol. And finally, a Sault Ste. Marie pianist has been invited to share her talents in South America. Andréane Duchesne has been invited to participate in the 9th International Meeting of Contemporary Piano held in Brazil. Duchesne is drawn to Latin music. She commissioned 7 composers, 6 of them Brazilian, to write pieces for her 2024 album, Wanderings. Ian Campbell will have her story at 6 o'clock. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6 o'clock. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.